Welcome back to the Get Out of Your Head and Into Your Life podcast with your host, myself, Candace James. Today is part 2 of this 2-part series where I'm sitting down with past Live Your Dreams students to see what has transpired for them over the last 12 months. For those of you that are unfamiliar, I am the founder of a 9-week online group coaching program called Live Your Dreams, designed specifically to help people just like you get unstuck, take action, and finally live the life that you've been dreaming of for so many years. And the magical thing about this program is that so much can happen in so little time while we're together. But the changes and the possibilities don't end there. And that's why I'm so excited to have this opportunity to sit down with these past students 12 months, an entire year later, to see what has transpired for them in the last year. How has Live Your Dreams been a catalyst for change and possibility in their lives? And so if you listened to last week's episode, you know that I sat down with the wonderful Reet, who originally came into the Live Your Dreams program thinking that she wanted clarity on her career. And what she found was that there were so many other aspects of her life that needed attention first. And in the last 12 months, she's attended to those. She's built deeper relationships than she's ever had, and she's finally stepped into a version of herself that finally feels real, authentic, beautiful, and powerful. And this is just a small piece of the magic that she talked about in last week's episode. And today, we have the wonderful Brenda. Brenda last year was at a point where she felt stuck, overwhelmed. She was going to work every day, doing all of the things she felt she was supposed to do, but felt highly unfulfilled. She wasn't happy, and she wasn't sure how she was going to get that back. She dreamt of things she wanted to do, but she felt that it wasn't possible for her. Other people, sure, they could do that, but not her. It wasn't for her. It wasn't the responsible thing to do, etc., etc. I'll let her speak to that in just a few minutes inside the interview. But the beautiful thing about this is that in the past 12 months, she's gone out there. She's done those things that she wants to do. And she is making massive changes in not just what she's actually doing in her life, but what she believes is possible. And it's amazing for me to see what has transpired in those last 12 months. And I hope that you will see it as inspiring as I see it. Because as you listen to this interview, I want you to see a little piece of yourself in there. Are you relating to where Brenda was before? And what can become possible for you when you have the right tools and know the right steps to take to make those moves, take that action, and finally live your dreams. So without any further ado, I introduce you to this wonderful interview with the beautiful Brenda. You do not want to miss this. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Candace James, and I've spent the last decade traveling the world, building a business, and most recently, writing a book. All while learning and teaching the secrets to rewiring the brain so that you can stop living in your head with overthinking, worry, anxiety, fear, self-doubt, and guilt. And finally create the peace of mind you need to live the life you've been dreaming of. Because I'll let you in on a little secret. Your own thoughts are the only things getting in your way. You're listening to the Get Out of Your Head and Into Your Life podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Get Out of Your Head and Into Your Life podcast with me, your host, Candace James. And today I have a very special guest with me today. Her name is Brenda, and she is from Peru, and she was one of my Live Your Dreams members almost 1 year ago now. And she is back here today to talk about how the Live Your Dreams program influenced her life, what's happened since then, and just give us an update on all things Miss Brenda.
Hi.
So welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here in the podcast with you. I'm kind of nervous, I told you, because as you can tell, English is not my first language. So I'll try my best.
Yes, and I keep telling her she needs to give herself more credit because her English is fantastic. And I think actually right when we first started working together, that was something that came up for you during our coaching sessions. And I said, I'm always so impressed with other people who come to me with English as a second language, because it shows that you know more than one language, and I don't. So, and I've tried so hard. I lived in Thailand for 5.5 years, and I still only spoke very, very little. So I'm just like, high five to that. Yes. We just air high fived each other for those of you who can't see the video. So Brenda, okay, so I guess we'll just dive right in. I've got a few questions for you, and let's see where this takes us.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So I guess my first question is, it's been about a year now since the program that you were in. And first of all, I can hardly believe that. I don't know about you.
1 year. Yeah. I remember the first time I sent you a video because I had to request enter to your program. I remember the video was me crying. I couldn't stop crying because I felt so stuck in my life, and I felt like so unhappy, and that I didn't conquer anything. So it was something that hurt inside all the time. So when I started recording that video, um, saying why I wanted to enter to that program, I remember I record like 3 or 4 videos, and I couldn't stop crying in any of the videos. And I remember saying, "I'm sorry, I know this is a mess, but it is what it is. Help me, please."
Yes, I remember that. You, right in the video, you're like, I keep trying to do it without crying, and I just can't. And so this is what you get. And you're wiping away the tears. And I was just like, oh, my heart. And immediately I was just like, yes, okay, yes, let's get you into this program. Let's see what we can do about this, because you were feeling clearly, and I'm sharing that story, right? You were feeling a lot of sort of like pain and with what was going on in your life. Can you tell us a little bit more about like what that was like, where you were at that time when you decided to join the program?
Yeah, I was working an office. I was in an office job, 9 to 6,
Mm-hmm.
8 to 6. But I don't know. I didn't feel like I had a purpose, and for me, in that time, having a purpose in your life, it was like something you have to know. You have to know what you want to do, and you have to know. I mean, I was 31 in that last year.
Mm-hmm.
30, and I was like, I'm 30 years old and I haven't done anything with my life. I'm just working and just living my everyday life, working and doing, banal stuff. So I didn't feel like I didn't feel happy, and I always told myself that if I want to do something in my life, I just want to be happy, and I wasn't happy. And so yeah, I didn't feel like other friends the same age as I was, they were like doing more important stuff, or I don't know, like adult stuff yes. And I wasn't. I was like just working, and I didn't feel like that was the path I wanted to go. I didn't want to do the classic stuff like get a job and maybe have a degree, then find somebody and get married and then have kids. And I didn't want it that, but I was just doing it because it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So I was kind of stuck in that, and I didn't feel happy. And yeah, that's why I was, it's not like I was crying and sad all the time, but when I talked about that, I felt sad and cried. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's it, right? I think so. And that's sort of similar to where I was many years ago too, thinking like I've done all the things, I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do that were, I was told by society, parents, family, friends, like this is what we do. And I was doing them and I was like, this doesn't feel so great.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that needs to be, for me, it was like there was a part of me that needed to be expressed that was not able to be expressed. And I guess like in that moment, from that space, what was that feeling of like knowing that you weren't happy, but what was preventing you from changing something or doing something different? Like if you knew that that wasn't making you happy.
I don't know, it was like everybody had told me in all my life that I have to get a job, and then I had to how do you say, like get a raise,
Yeah.
or yeah, like a career in that company. And so I guess I was focused on that, but at the same time I didn't want it, so I didn't, like, I wasn't working my best to achieve that because I didn't want it. And I don't know, I have done some things in the past, like I went to a talent show once, and then I started like doing pottery, and I've tried things trying to like do what I thought in that moment that was what I wanted, but failing in that things that I've tried in the past also make me feel sad, because I wasn't feeling like I was feeling like I wasn't good at anything, you know? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't feeling like, what can I do in my life to be happy if I'm not good at anything? That's what I thought for a lot of years.
Yeah, okay. Very, very interesting, right? And you know that this isn't what you want to do. It's what you're pursuing because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And on the side, you're trying to be like, well, what does really fill me up and what does light me up?
And I was trying, but yeah.
Right. Okay. And by the way, Brenda is a remarkable singer. Just everybody knows.
I like to sing, but
the first time I saw your Instagram, I was like, holy whoa. And you were on like a talent competition for singing. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah. So anybody, you can check that out on our Instagrams. She's like, stop, you're embarrassing me.
Yes, I'm blushing.
Your smile's getting very big. I love it. Sorry, I'll digress. We'll talk about something else. But she is really very talented. I love listening to her sing. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And yeah, right. And so I think that kind of resonates with, I think, a lot of us, right? We're doing the things and going along that path, and we're doing well. Like, you're like, oh, well, I've got this good job. And I've talked to some other people that I think were in the same position, and it's almost like I should be happier. Why am I not happier? Is that sort of how you were feeling? Like,
yes, because I was independent. I was living with friends, but I was doing okay. But I didn't feel like happy, and I was also constantly trying to think what can I do that will make me feel happy. And I didn't know. I didn't knew in that moment either what well, blah, blah, blah. I didn't knew what will make me happy in that moment either. So yeah, that's why I felt frustrated. Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I guess, we're talking a lot about what you felt like in that moment and how, why you came to the program. And I guess sort of from that, right? Feeling frustrated and you didn't know what you were
Mm-hmm.
doing and
Mm-hmm.
you weren't waking up every day feeling super happy about what was going on. And what would you say, I mean, what would you say the difference is now, like 1 year later? How has that shifted for you? And maybe what were some of the biggest things that you learned throughout the program and implementing that into your life?
One thing I've learned in the program was that you don't have to have a purpose, like don't get stressed trying to search what you have to do in this life. You don't have to stress about that. And that actually that took a weight from me, because I was constantly thinking, okay, what's my purpose, and I think that was key to understand, or to like, how do you say, like, como desencadenar. I'm sorry.
That
Like,
sounds beautiful. Let's go with that. Is it sort of like releasing, like opening?
yeah, releasing,
Yeah.
yeah, every free fear and everything, every doubt that I had. Yeah, it was like, okay, I don't have to have like a big purpose in my life. Okay, nice. Now um what you help me see what blah, blah, blah.
You're good. You're good.
You help me see what I wanted, and that was to travel and to feel free. For me right now, I know that happiness for me is feeling free. That's why I quit my job. I sold a lot of stuff, almost everything I owned, and I went travel in COVID, in COVID time.
I know
Yeah.
you still made it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually I feel I know, I I don't have everything figured out, and I know I can do better, and I know that there's a lot of things I have to do, um but right now I feel genuinely happy with my life. Yeah. And it's everything because of you.
Oh gosh, no, no. It's everything because of you. I just helped you release some things that were holding you
Mhm.
back, right? And it's so beautiful to me. Like that's what this is all about, right? And I think that's what people need to understand is that this idea of living a life that really lights you up inside, that makes you happy, that you get out of bed and yeah, sure, there's things you're going to do and there's things you could do, quote unquote, better. There's whatever
Mhm.
going on in your
Mhm.
life. But the goal is that when you wake up in the day, you're looking forward to the day ahead
Mhm.
and that you feel content, right? Like
Mhm.
just content. I think that's a big thing. And a lot of people, and I think you were before too, like yearning, like, oh, I should be doing this and I have to be doing that. And oh, that, like there's so much going on there. And now it's more of just that, like, okay, cool. Like this is, you've been able to tap into a little bit of like that, just generalized happiness, no matter what's going on. Is that
Yeah.
fair to say?
Yeah, and I know everybody, or at least a lot of people right now, and including me in that time. We live waiting for Friday,
Yes.
and I hated that feeling because I was like, today is never gonna happen again. So why am I living today hoping it's Friday or the weekend. Why? And I hated that. I hated that because I was wasting time. And yeah, and it was because I was afraid to, I don't know, to a lot of things. Who's not afraid? And I'm not happy every day. I mean, I have days, but I'm happy either way.
Yes, thank you. And yeah, that feeling of, right, waiting for the next thing, waiting for the weekend, waiting for that. So many of us spend our lives in wait of what could possibly potentially come next, instead of being able to be present in the now and appreciate the now. And I think part of that goes with like, there's twofold, right? There's things that you still want to do. There's places you want to go, there's things you want to see, there's, whatever it is that you still have as your goals that to do. And it's also about being able to be happy in the now before those things arise.
Happen. Yeah.
And what you were saying earlier too about, the purpose, right? That you felt this release of like, oh, I don't have to have this giant purpose. And this whole part of it is like, and I think what we covered inside of the program is like, what success or what life, the true meaning of your life is going to be completely different from any other person on this planet.
Yeah. And it's hard when your definition of success is not like the classic definition, like an awesome job in a big company, so it's harder because people is gonna judge you, or they are gonna be concerned about you. But yeah, you have to do what you know is best for you and what makes you happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And that's what it's all about. Like, I always go back to that time that I heard the Dalai Lama, somebody asked him, what is the meaning of life? And like, what a big question to ask someone, right? What is the meaning of life? And he said, the meaning of life is happiness. So how can you find that joy in your life on a regular basis? And like you said, I mean, this is life. It's going to go up and down. There's going to be little holes that you get stuck in for a little bit, but being able to pull yourself out, knowing that you're being true to yourself and following what you actually want, versus what other people think you should want.
Yeah. And something that you also said that changed my life was that maybe what I want right now, it's gonna change, I don't know, in a year, and that's okay also, because I was concerned that maybe I want this, but then when I achieve it or I'm closer to that, maybe I'm gonna find out that I don't want it and I want another thing. I want to try another thing, or maybe my purpose, it's gonna change, and it's okay. It's not that you failed, or it's not that what's wrong with you. Why don't you have like one thing that you want? And also that that helped me get unstuck.
Yeah. And I think we often get caught in that, because for many of us, we're in school at a young age and they start asking you, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with your life?
When they ask you, like, what do you want to do in 5 years, or where do you see yourself in 5 years and 10 years? I don't know. Don't ask me that. And how can you ask that to a child? That's too big. It's a big responsibility to ask to a child.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a big question.
Yes, it's a huge question. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Or what do you want to do in the next 40, 50 years? Like, it's like, oh, geez, right? Like, we are constantly growing, constantly changing. Everything around us is always moving, shifting, shaping. And we expect that we should just like, oh, well, I'm going to choose this and I'm going to do it forever. And that's just going to be what it is. And And it's just to me so unrealistic. We're going to
Yeah.
move. We're going to grow as a person. Our interests are going to change. We're going to learn about new things. Maybe we want to pursue those. You know, I mean, I've done all sorts of random stuff in my life.
Yeah.
It's great for me.
Yeah. You know a lot about a lot.
See? I do know a lot about a lot of random things. And, you know, I remember when I was 20, I think I was 21 years old, and I started counting all the jobs I'd had at 21. And like, you're only legally allowed to work starting around like 13, 14, right?
Oh,
And
here
I
is
had
18.
Here's 18 for you. Okay. Well, I was teaching piano lessons when I was 11. So, but I had, I think, 37 jobs.
What?
By the time I was 21 or 22, I'd had like so many jobs. And if I went back to almost any of them, they would have given me a great reference. But for me, it was like, I was curious. I wanted to know, what does it feel like to work as a cashier? I was doing oil changes on cars. I was working in like a boat gas station where you'd fuel up boats. I was working in clothing stores. I was working at the grocery store. I was teaching piano lessons. I was like, let me see what it is that sparks my interest, right? It was always front serving, like talking to people. But I think there's a lot of power in experiencing new things.
Yeah, totally.
And so I'm curious. So you decided that you wanted to travel, and that was last year. And what happened after that?
Well, I don't know, the life took me to a job that allows me to travel. So that was like, I think when you are in a good mindset and you have you try to have your vibe high and your energy, you are positive. I think you attract what you need or what you deserve in that moment. So I think that was that was what happened. I have trouble saying that word, as you can tell. So right now I'm a graphic designer, but right now I'm in social media. I'm a community manager. Yep. So I can travel and I can work anywhere I am. So that's a blessing, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna keep traveling. Right now I'm back in Peru for 2 months, and I'm gonna go to the US in August. No, August. Yeah, August. And yeah, I don't know. See what's next.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm curious. So back when we were going through the program, there was a part where we created roadmaps. And how did you see that roadmap playing into like what happened in the last year, and how did that set you up to be able to do what it is you're doing now?
Oh, that helped me with the first steps, like quitting my job and finding tickets to fly to the US, and I started looking for countries where I wanted to go, and I remember I also did like budget.
Oh
yeah, so at the beginning that helped me a lot to organize my life after quitting my job. Yeah.
Because I mean, what I hear from a lot of people is that even if we do kind of understand where we want to be, and we're here down here and we want to be up here, it's like that, okay, but now what?
Yeah. There's a lot I have to do to achieve that. Yeah.
And that's where sort of we started building those roadmaps, right? And really getting deep into like, how do we put this together, and what do I actually need to do? Like for you, it was, okay, a step is quitting my job, a step is creating a budget, a step is doing this, right? So Amazing. Okay, awesome. Thank you. And so what would you say, like, just sort of to sum it? Oh, sorry. No, I had a different question for you.
What?
I hope
I
that
got
it's fine.
nervous.
Here I come. So no, it was actually, and I wanted to, and I hope that it's okay that I bring this up, is the other day you reached out to me randomly and sent me a message that said that you were feeling really, really happy. And for the first time, you felt like you're really you.
Oh yeah.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about what that really means for you?
Yeah, it's because like I said before, I feel free. I feel like I can do things by myself. And there was a moment in my life, like 5 6 years ago, where I felt like the lowest. And I remember thinking that I couldn't do anything by myself. I remember I was with a guy back then, and we broke up, and my self-esteem was so low that um, I remember thinking I can't do anything. If I don't have him paying things or whatever, I'm not good at anything. I can't do anything. I'm afraid I can do anything. So now looking now at myself, I feel proud of myself, and I feel happy that I can do what I want to do. I don't need permission from anybody. I don't need nobody to pay the things for me, and I can go to the beach alone and not be feel afraid. And yeah, that's why I feel like so like myself and so happy right now. I dreaded my hair also. A lot of stuff. I don't know. I feel um happy and successful in my own way for the first time in my life.
Oh, I just love that. And when Brenda messaged me, I was actually having like a moment of feeling just a lot of overwhelm in everything that was going on behind the scenes in my biz, and just like sitting there being like, oh my gosh. And I just get this like ding. And it's Brenda, and she's just like, oh my gosh, like I'm feeling so happy and thank you. And I just like, I literally just started bawling my eyes out. I was like, oh my God.
Something I told you, something told me write candies and tell what you feel in that moment.
And oh my gosh, did I ever appreciate it. And it just gave me a reminder, like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to hear that this program and our time together has enabled you to in some part feel this way and feel so good in your skin and be you. And yeah, put dreads in your hair and go traveling and get a job where you can work online and like truly just do you. Oh my gosh, I thought my heart was just gonna like burst out of me.
And that's why I'm doing this. I told you this is way out of my comfort zone because I don't feel like my English is quite there yet. But I don't know, like I want people to know that you have changed my life, and that you can help them if they are feeling stuck. So that's why I'm doing this. I hope they understand my English.
Oh my God. Well, yes, I'm sure they can understand your English. And I appreciate that so much. Because that's what I want to do, right? And then that is what I do is help people get unstuck and ready to go and bring some joy back and bring some of yourself back. So thank you so much for doing this, actually. And I guess just one last question would be, if you were to describe, live your dreams, or the effect it had on you, to someone else who's just kind of curious about what this program is all about, what you would say?
That I want to understand the question. Can you repeat it?
Yes, absolutely. So if somebody was just hearing about the Live Your Dreams program,
Okay.
and perhaps they're feeling a little bit stuck in life, or they're just kind of hearing about it, what would you really say the program is about? How would you describe the Live Your Dreams program?
Okay. First of all, um, if you want to enter to that program, you have to really want to change, because nobody's going to help you if you don't want the help, or if you are not open to receive all the feedback and everything. So that's the first thing you have to know, is that Candice is going to help you, but if you don't want to change, or you are super closed, or I don't know, you are aseptic, you're not gonna accomplish anything.
Yeah.
And this program, it's going to help you. I don't know, it's like you, I don't know how to explain it. it's 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 like you unstuck, unstuck people. It's like you, blah 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 blah. I don't know how to explain it.
I know I'm putting Brenda on the spot here. Okay, so I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, it's we have so much, wait, what's the word? We have so much fears. We have so much fears that you are gonna help people to go beyond that fear, because you are always gonna feel afraid, but you're gonna give them tools to keep moving. How do you say, like, besides, no,
Through the fear.
through the fear. Yeah, you're gonna help them keep moving, through the fear. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. And, sorry for throwing you on the spot here, but here we go. These are definitely not answers that she prepared before. She's on the spot here. It is not scripted.
At all.
Right now, she's like, "Oh, Candice, why did you do that to me?"
No.
Yes, but I'm so glad that I'm so glad that you mentioned that, and that's really what it's about, right? Is that we don't do the things that we want to do because the thoughts that are in our head, and fear is a thought. And what you said, sorry, about how you need to want it. Like, I'm not going to hand it over to you. I'm not going to be like, here you go now, or just like literally be like,
the solution.
yeah, here. It's work, right? And I think most people who work with me know that I ask sometimes difficult questions, and I get you into things that make you feel uncomfortable. But
you question, you make a question, and then you make another question and another question, and you're like, I don't know. But you get the answer.
Amazing. Yes. And that's what it's about, right? It is really getting to the bottom of what is actually holding you back. And that's what's key, right? We can say, and I think a lot of us say, like, oh, well, I have this job and I shouldn't quit. And, I've got X amount of money and this is why I should keep doing this. And we can always have these like reasons, or I call excuses, why we're not doing what we want to do. And I help you just figure out what's actually behind that. And that's what's keeping you stuck. That's how we get the unstuckness.
Yeah, that's the translation of everything I said. I try to say.
You did a great job. See, because I just took it and I redid it. But no, and it's cool. And I think, a lot of people think that, doing these types of things is first, I think we have to shift it from, at first it seems impossible. Impossible for me. I can't do this. Those people can do it, but I can't do it. And then how do we shift that from, okay, wait, maybe I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look it. I'm doing it.
Yes. And I am doing it.
Yes. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you so much. And I think, that's really what it's about. It's shifting from this place of, oh my gosh, this is not possible for me, to holy crap, I can't believe it. I'm actually doing it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, awesome. Brenda, is there anything else you want to share? Anything else that's coming up for you before we hop off?
No, I want to read your book. Yeah. Maybe when I'm in US, can I order one to, do you ship internationally?
It
Or
absolutely
not yet?
works internationally.
Woo, okay, then I'm gonna buy it. I'm excited. I want to read it.
Yay. And thank you. And yes, there is a beautiful book. And I think the book is a great place. It's like, inside the program, we kind of got ourselves into the space where we could believe things were possible. We
Mhm,
created a roadmap. And
mhm,
then we had to work on all the stuff going on in our heads up here. That was like, even with all that in place, like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I've got the roadmap. And then we're like, but this, and but that, and but I feel, and but I'm scared, right? And we worked on a lot of that sort of that back end stuff.
and
And
you did how is it called? NPL? No,
NLP.
NLP, that
Yes,
one. NLP.
yes, NLP.
Yeah, and I feel like that helped me a lot to get unstuck, because even not only in the things I wanted to do in my life, but also with myself, with my confidence. Like right now, I'm like, I don't have, and that's something I've been dealing with also in my life, like for years, with my weight and stupid things that we have in our heads. Um, and right now I'm like, you know what? I'm beautiful. I'm not the skinniest, but I'm gorgeous, and in my confidence. And I think that also helped me to keep achieving things in my life, because if you don't feel confident and you don't feel like you can do it, nobody's gonna believe you. So yeah, I think that the NLP helped me a lot also in your program.
Oh,
There's
yes.
a lot of things in the program that helped me a lot. So you have to, if you're listening, you have to go to that program. You have to enter to that program.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of stuff going on inside of there. And
Yeah.
NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming. So it is the practice of basically speaking to the subconscious mind and unblocking stuff that's been in our subconscious mind, often since we were very, very small humans.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't explain what it was.
No, that's
But yeah.
okay. No, I mean, I think it's what's better is that you explained that it allowed you to finally feel confident in yourself. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that
Because
helped me.
yeah,
And I didn't notice in that moment. I didn't notice that helped me, but um months passed and I started to like feel like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna achieve that. Yeah.
amazing. And I love that you said that, because NLP, like if I do a session, and I just so sometimes I do single sessions of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, right? So depending on what we're working on. And I did one for someone literally, I guess a week ago today. And she's like, that was very interesting. I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't know if it'll work, but I don't know, something, I don't know. I feel a little like, I don't know, like I'm lighter or something, but like, I'm not really sure what that's all about. And I'm like, that's fine. I was like, just notice over the coming weeks and whatever. And she messaged me yesterday. She's like, okay, I just have to say, like, I think that worked. I'm like, well, yes, it worked. That's the whole point. But
works.
It's subtle, right? Because what's happening is that there's been an unblock, but you start
Mhm,
to see it in like small things that you're doing. Like you said, you're
mhm,
like, oh, I'm just doing this and I'm not questioning myself or saying, like,
mhm.
yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Brenda, thank you so, so much for being here and jumping outside of your comfort zone because, as you said, we must feel the fear and push through it.
Yes. Yes. Oops. Wait, it's my alarm. Wait. Yeah.
All right. Brenda's back. And just in time to say thank you so much for being here and thank you for sharing this. And I really hope that, seeing you transform and seeing all that's been made possible of you, like I said, my heart just is like bursting out of me. So I hope that your story can inspire others to take that action, be open,
Mhm,
and be prepared to like do that work. Because when you do that work, I mean, it's 9 weeks that we're together, actually 8 weeks that we were together.
mhm,
And the transformations that can come in that short period will, last for a lifetime.
mhm. Yeah. I really, really recommend it if you feel stuck and unhappy, but you really want to change because it depends on you. Just go ahead and do it. Yeah, invest in yourself, in your life, and in your happiness. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what people say. That's something I've learned also. Yeah, like it's your journey. Nobody it's yours, and if anybody understand it, it's okay, it's yours. So yeah.
I love that. It's your journey, not anybody else's. And they can understand or not understand,
Yes.
but that doesn't affect you showing up as you each and every day.
Mhm. Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you for everyone listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.